Hey everyone. Hey, sorry. Game crashed for some reason. I don't know. I That was such a taxing part of the game, doors. Of course they don't nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings into your exact specifications. I'm okay, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. But settings guy, no! Why? Why? Epilogue? What the hell is epilogue? What is epilogue? Epilogue. Many, many years later. Okay. Oh. How nice. How pleasant. Just gonna sit in the chair by the fire. This is nice. This is really nice. Oh. Huh. It's not so nice anymore. Chairs. Chairs everywhere. Chairs everywhere, and nowhere to set my ass. Ooh. Is that a tornado over there? Oh. Just wander the wasteland. There's something in the distance. Could be just a rock, but I don't care. I'll make it one day. I know that place. I was there once, long ago. Oh, there's a generator. Somebody's been taking care of this place. You already running? Oh, it's filled with sand. It's really dark in here. Really, really dark. It's so silent too. Where are we, mister? What's this? Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with the sequel. Sorry to hear that, buddy. The buttons! Jim. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. But why?
Jim.
So many Jim.
Jim. Stanley.
What?
Jim. Stanley. Stanley.
It said my name. What? There's one there. So many. Whee! Where are we going? Is this... It's my computer. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Okay. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He's so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title to the screen, okay? We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together and make a new title for a game. Oh, I can't... Hole Punch Mind Control Machine sounds so good. Liquid Hole Punch. Perfect. Perfect. The Stanley Parable 3 Liquid Hole Punch. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you start the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1. Then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never die. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again with a new little title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want to have your say as well. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you a broken trophy, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. All right there, the trophy machine is all fixed. You see? I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great! There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Oh, what the fuck the current time? There you go. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. You're fine. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Yippee! Ooh. Nice. What? Perfect. Perfect.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
That's
Employee
me.
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Beep,
Orders
boop,
came
beep,
to him
boop.
through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
And that's all that really mattered.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something
Stanley
that would
Parable
forever
3,
change
Liquid Hole
Stanley.
Punch.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Nope, it's too scary out there. Nope. Nope, nope. Oh, gee, mister, I don't know if I can do this. See, I spend every waking hour in this tiny little room, and it's okay if people don't come and see me, because, well, I don't think they actually like me too much out there, which is fine, because I'm good at my job, and they're jealous. They're jealous of me. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
All of his
No.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
Nope.
Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No, no, no.
I've
no,
already
no,
got the
no.
trophy.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants... It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
I gotta see where the unplugging of the
Stanley
phone
clutched
takes
the
me.
bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley
The
had
game
felt the
frickin'
bucket
crashed.
calling to him,
I don't know
telling
where
him
it
that
went.
The employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him.
He had spoken
and
to
he
me.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Well, I don't know about the unthinking part. I mean, that's kind of harsh.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here.
Yep.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Because I want to figure out where the storyline is going.
The bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused
at the
for longer,
very beginning,
or spoken quicker? Comedic
when you said
timing is so difficult. I
Stanley.
wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look. What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political
this entire
enemies?
video is just
And
made
more
up of
importantly,
innuendo.
can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions
A
is
minute and a half.
yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit with one of your
What
arms
happened,
raised
Heretic?
straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your
Oh,
body.
game crashed.
These are the optimal conditions for good comedic
The game was like,
timing.
no.
What did you
To begin the
break?
joke,
I didn't break
start by
anything.
stating and
The
spelling your
narrator
name.
did it.
Next,
I believe
provide
him.
a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and
I
then
might have turned around too
spell
far,
out your
too
name a
quickly.
second time. With these
you know how
steps
that goes.
complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13
wasn't
and a half,
me.
pausing only for bathroom
Seriously.
breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded,
You
it is
did it.
customary to
I did
inform
not
your
do it.
listener that
I
the
did
joke
not.
is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm
Oh,
Dunny
my cat's looking
with
at
the
me.
funny."
I did it, didn't I?
Let's practice screaming.
sorry, sweetheart.
"I'm Dunny with the funny."
Narrator is a good boy.
My cat's accusing me. It's my fault. I did it. Damn it. Damn it.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience
see
on
who
how
did it.
rapt they were throughout the joke is the
I
only
didn't
way to
think
grow
I
or
did it.
learn as a comedian.
I'm a good girl.
An effective survey should
Hey,
be no
so-
less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not
Cheeks, I have
simply
a serious
filling in
question for
answers at
you.
random. And
Would you like
that's
to
all
take the
there is.
survey?
With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little
Good girl.
scamp.
You mean bad guy.
After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines
Bad
of the
guy.
war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very
Do you like
existence
beans?
and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles.
Do you like eating beans?
All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme. Hey,
Earth
goodness,
reigns
this video is a
supreme.
little outdated,
Sounds
isn't it?
like
Well, no
work.
matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for
Me
us to
hiding on the
return to
shadows.
two doors and walk
Waiting
through
for the
all of
narrator
this
to come in.
again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate
Yes,
comedic
and yes,
delivery.
that's it.
Come along, let's head back.
That's it? But, there's so much more we need to know. Important things.
No more questions.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery.
so
You'll
many
be in
questions.
stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy.
Do you think I rely too much on
me.
Bucket?
Thank goodness we
That's
have
an
the
important
instructional
question.
video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now? Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
Questions are illegal.
to Stanley.
Oh, fuck.
The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke?
Bucket
I'll figure it out
spoke.
on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Yes.
Why are they illegal? Okay, don't crash this time. Don't crash. I'm sitting still. My schlong is not going to smack around my PlayStation. It's good. It's good.
Here we go. You ready?
I
When
don't
Stanley
know.
and the bucket came to a
MOT
set of two
man
open
shrugging.
doors, they entered the door on the left.
Crash, crash. W.
It didn't crash.
W.
Oh,
W.
it might have.
W. W.
What? We're back at the phone
W.
already. No,
W.
What's going on? There was supposed
W.
to be several rooms
W.
leading up to this. There was supposed to be
W.
a build-up to this
Cheeks,
point.
you're sitting on
A
your phone
dramatic
again.
display
W.
of remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have
It is your
forgotten
fault.
The phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an
No,
egregious
it
mistake.
didn't work.
I
Nope.
made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
I
I'm not
tried.
even the lowliest joke-telling whelp.
I know you tried. You tried really, really hard.
I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
No, no,
Surely that will help me
please.
improve my...
Okay.
No questions.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Why no questions?
What? We're back at the phone already? No, no, no. Here we go. You ready?
I
When
don't
Stanley
know.
and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No, no, no. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I don't want to play your game anymore, mister.
No, 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 no. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the
Go
phone.
right.
Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered
I
very
mean what?
clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic
Do not
timing
alter
work
without
now. It's
consulting
done.
whiteboard
The joke is
manager.
completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on.
Oh, you said
all because you
shamed. I
couldn't
thought you
watch a
said
simple
shaved.
video and take a hint. Are you
I'm
proud
gonna
of
be
yourself for
shaved in
putting
front of
me down,
everyone. They'll
Stanley?
put
Are
me
you
right
proud?
here and be like,
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale...
Rubs
in
meat
comparison.
stick on whiteboard.
Yeah. Let me try again, Stanley.
squeeze.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame.
Getting aggressive cuddles from the cat. Oh no.
What's another word to
sweetheart.
describe a bucket?
Hey, sweetheart.
Stanley, this bucket is so
You're such a
mental.
perva.
I think I saw it playing guitar. No.
No, no,
Get away
no.
from making
No, no,
fun
no.
of Stanley's obsession
Bites
with
into
buckets
meat
is
stick.
the whole point.
Ow!
I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instruction.
Cheeks, you can't do that to me.
Exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see. Let's see.
Turns around what it's my Slim Jim.
Snap into a Slim Jim. So it's your meat stick. I see. I see. So you're biting into your own meat stick? Cheeks. Nice. Oh, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Protective, yet
Shush, don't tell Skull.
assertive, yet compassionate.
Oh, I won't. I won't. But he might be secretly listening.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
You know what I need? I need to go in the elevator with the bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah. The elevator. What's that, bucket? You need to go to the restroom? Okay. Content from long ago. What? What the hell happened? This is so magical. That was the most magical trip to the bathroom I've ever been in. It's fabulous, I tell you. Come, bucket. Wait, shouldn't say that. Come along, bucket. Don't look at my controller. Jeez, fiddles. You nugget. Well.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence.
Crashes stream with fart.
Even now,
Fart.
in the
Cheeks,
darkest
no.
of hours, did the bucket's
No.
warmth and guiding light
I prefer the
pierce
farb
the
to
dark clouds
farb-
of confusion
farb-
and chaos. It would be with him.
Obligatory
always.
B at the end?
The bucket would.
Boobs.
And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
We are.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
The one I'm
Nor in
staring
his
at?
bliss
Yep.
of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
He was.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Buckets are amazing. You have to remember that. Buckets are life. Where's the elevator music?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Right,
The
bucket?
bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
We've got this, Bucket. Let's go.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Scubby.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Come, Bucket. Yes, I said it again. Damn it.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped
Come along,
and fell
Bucket.
over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely
No.
cushioned his fall.
No! No!
Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered.
No! Bucket.
Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they
Bucket
decided
okay?
that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home.
Oh,
In
and
fact,
decorative
after some
plates?
time,
Bucket
Stanley
says, "Oh,
realized
incoming
that it had been
splooges."
ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what
Yeah, I
was out there,
deserve that.
never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the
Over
path.
and over again.
It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down
Get
here
school on
as
cheap
comfortably
Slim Jim
as
shit.
possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable.
Not the Slim
This isn't an
Jim.
ending.
No!
This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending, but it's where we happen to be. And
Why do you have
maybe,
to be so
possibly,
logical, Bucket?
If we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on.
Your
The two of
bucket
them
coming
Bites
on the
into
end?
Slim Jim MMH salty. And nutty.
Nutty. Delicious. Don't look at me like that. Cheeks is saying it. My cat is looking at me with complete disdain, as only a cat can.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Okay.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he
It's
would
a bit
ever
nutty.
truly need.
Just a bit.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
But is it still good? That's the main thing.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Wrong
Perhaps his
turn.
boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Does it get all glowy? Because I heard flushing. Is that what it was?
It's delicious.
Delicious. Yummy.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was
The bucket did know.
guiding him? Yes,
Bucket is love,
this
bucket
is
is
certainly
life.
the most logical explanation.
Come along, Bucket. And then we gotta get into the... Yeah. Talk. Me? Use words. We need to get into the new content.
Stanley and the Bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Oh, I have to do that ending too. Alright. Okay. You push it, Bucket. Push the button. Oh, you're so
I
good at
had
this
to
one.
go, but good by Heretic and Heretic's massive slung. Also good by Bucket. Thanks for the nut butter.
Stanley and the
See
Bucket
your
both
cheeks.
wondered to
You have a good
themselves.
one.
Later, dweeb.
Later, nerd. Yippee!
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the Bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The Bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley
okay, Bucket.
cradled it gently, reassuring it
Ooh,
that
someone else was
everything would be
fired.
fine.
104 was fired. Oh, 601 was fired too. Why were they fired? What did they do? I need to know. And what happened to 234? He apparently was attacked by crayons. Evil crayons.
Was the Bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had
No.
the Bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a Bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the Bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the Bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
I've got you,
At this
Bucket. Don't
point,
worry.
He could
Don't worry.
trust no one except
Everything's good.
for the Bucket.
I got you, Bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the Bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
That's
Two
right.
best friends, Stanley and the Bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the
We
Bucket
did.
made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him, buddy. Boop, boop, boop. Can't get up there? Okay. Alright. Okay. Do, 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 do.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the Bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to
Yes.
everything it stood for.
That's right. Suck it, mind control. You have no control over me.
Stanley and the Bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the Bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
What do you want to do,
The
Bucket?
wanted to learn to roller skate.
Nice.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both
That's
of
a
them
good
wanted
goal
to
to
begin
have.
watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
What?
Wait, what was happening?
What?
Why had the door stopped?
What?
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An
You can't do
unbearable
this.
silence filled the room,
can't
lingering
do this.
in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No.
Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No.
Come back.
Stanley can't leave this place.
Freedom.
Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
The end is never the end. It's never the end. Bucket? You still here, Bucket? What happens if you turn it on? What happens? Does Bucket take over the world if you turn it on?
Hey.
Hey, welcome.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps...
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all?
Nope.
No, surely not.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Bucket.
Yes, I did. Bucket!
Yeah.
Bucket is life. Bucket is love.
Still no one
Bucket
was
is
here.
everything.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Come, Bucket. I keep saying that. Come along, Bucket.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
Yep.
indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer
I am
luck.
not an emotional
Was
dumpster
it
fire.
the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Of course the Bucket is guiding me. Bucket will always guide me. Take me to the promised land, Bucket. My fate is in your... hands? It's in your bucket, at least.
I love this text-to-voice feature that I want to text random stuff as you go through the nice, amazing gameplay or playthrough.
There's a reason why I have it up.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Mind control? Not my mind, sir.
The lights rose on an enormous
Super
room
strong.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to
Taxes.
themselves.
That's the most horrible secret I know. Taxes.
Free. With the bucket smile.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley
It's
cradled
okay,
it
Bucket.
gently,
It's okay.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything's great, Bucket. I got you. I got you.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had
Oh,
the
you
bucket
better not
been
say
told
such
to
things.
do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do?
or not
Do not
Emotional
malign.
support, eyes purple crying.
These questions raced
It is.
furiously in
It's
Stanley's
here for all of us,
mind.
not just for Stanley.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't
Screamed
accept
into
it.
the bucket.
His
Just
own life in someone
put his
else's
face
control.
directly into it.
Never!
No!
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could
Guys,
trust
we've got a
no one
friend.
except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Sorry
labeled with
when I
emotions,
interrupt you.
happy or
Had
sad.
the
No, that's
bucket.
fine.
Content. Walking,
Love the
eating,
bucket.
working, all
Pet
of
the
it
bucket.
monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Bucket, why
Stanley
did you?
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
Bucket's
How could
taking
the
over
bucket
the
have betrayed
world.
him like this?
Hell yeah.
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh,
Birds.
burps.
Silly birds.
Burps?
The control buttons became active again.
What?
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade
Burp.
to disguise its true intentions.
Are they the
But
true leaders?
all along,
Burps?
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible
Burps.
discovery. Stanley and the bucket
burps.
never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible
Text.
paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Happier than the narrator before I jumped off the steps. Oh, I wasn't done. Narrator. No more burps. We're burpless. Shit. Narrator, you little shit.
Emoji
All
downcast
of his
face with
co-workers
sweat.
had gone.
Emoji face
What
with
could it mean?
spiral eyes.
Stanley decided
know,
to go to
right?
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all of them. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's go. We have to
Still, no
scabby.
one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We need to escape. Come on, bucket.
Stepping in,
We'll make our way out of this
office,
place.
Stanley was
We'll
once
make our way.
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed
Wait,
by
can
the
you
weight of
take
this
the bucket
revelation,
into the broom
Stanley may have
closet?
broken down
Oh,
into
I've already
an
taken it into the
Stanley guessed
broom
the
clo-
correct code
broom
by sheer
closet.
luck. Was it the bucket
Wow.
all along? Was the bucket
I
guiding
can
him?
speak. Really.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Sorry, time for a sippy sip. Do do do. That's where you got these lovely stickers. If I crouch, they'll never know I'm here.
Buckets for everyone. Emoji bucket. Emoji bucket. Emoji bucket. Emoji bucket. Emoji bucket.
You get a
Emoji
bucket,
bucket.
and you get a bucket. We all get
Emoji
buckets.
bucket. Emoji bucket. Emoji bucket. Emoji bucket. Emoji bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large
Wow,
door
the
that
TTS
read,
was really sad on that
Mind
last one.
Control Facility.
Emoji bucket. Damn!
This passageway had the word escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Okay. You're just
The door
kidding,
behind
right?
them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yep, yep.
Emoji unicorn. This TTS is great.
I know, right? Whee!
Critical alert from Microsoft.
We're Microsoft. What? Why? I'm sure everything's fine. This is fine, right, Bucket?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth
This is
and comfort
Cortana.
had
How
turned
can
out
I
to be.
help?
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease
What's
when you're
that on
about
the
to crush
screen?
to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself.
If you saw
He
the
sort
little
of kicked
notification,
himself for
that
wasting
was
so much
it
time
telling me that
carrying
my
a bucket
controller was
everywhere.
dying. I needed to plug it in.
Farewell, Stanley.
The battery was dying. Oh,
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral
for some reason it
instant,
feels the need to blur
the
that out
bucket's
so you guys
life
can't see
came
it,
to an end,
because
as it was crushed
you can't know that my
violently
battery
to
is dead. Okay. The Stanley Parable.
death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was
This one was
a glorious
beautiful.
bucket to behold.
It was. Wait, bucket? Wait, where's my bucket? Where the fuck? You took my bucket. You bitch! Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. Yeah, a cavernous void. You're right.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
That's not 25 buckets. That's a bit more than 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets.
Playtime, 1 hour. Status, almost at the end of part 2.
Yeah. Double-handled bucket. This looks like a Da Vinci sketch. Man was ahead of his time. I swear.
That is 25 buckets.
That... I say it's 25 plus.
Emoji bucket, emoji bucket, emoji bucket, emoji bucket,
Inferno
emoji
bucket.
bucket.
A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. Oh, that is so true. Cave drawing? Ah. When man first discovered bucket. It was before they discovered fire, just so you know. And slightly after the wheel. The stress bucket? Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. I see. Very scientific.
No man can own a bucket.
But a
Certainly
woman
not
can.
a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
You're right. My liege! Bucket!
Text yellow goal.
What? 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 I took the
There
leap.
is something we can do.
The leap of
Something
faith.
we can
I
do
got bucket.
together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
What? Wait.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
But sadly, the bucket died with
And
Stanley.
the narrator is back.
Of course. Of course. Completely unaware of everything that had just happened. Okay, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep, boop, beep.
Trying to perfectly time some TTS.
What new
I know.
mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
Oh, wait, there is one more thing I hadn't done with bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge
At least I
was
don't
simply the
remember
place
doing
to
it.
be. And
Been
here
a
it
bit
was.
since I've
Had the
said this.
bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Bucket's never
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Do, 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 do. Downies!
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found
There
your
we
way
are,
here.
down the
I knew
elevator.
you'd find this place eventually.
We care about you, Stanley. Do you?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
But why?
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just
So?
sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line
let
and
you
the Broom
burn.
Closet. Because
And
that's
you.
what
BA
fans
baby.
want from a sequel.
You're not
Let's
even
go.
my
More
wife.
of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want
glad
another
Line's here,
story
too.
involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Broom Closet, you're here for me too. I didn't know you cared. Oh, Broom Closet. All the fun times we had together. The time I shat in you mop bucket. Oh, the time I ate you duct tape. I was really hungry because I was locked inside.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh,
Raw
and
assets.
played some silly music as well.
Speaking of food, I'm going to eat something.
Nice. Get some noms.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do
Oh,
it for the
it's
fans,
so
Stanley.
true.
Let's give them more
Oh, wait.
content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No. No. I'm not gonna give anything up. You can't make me. You can't make me, you little shit. This is my bucket. I'm gonna give you everything. 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 Everyth This is mine. I will gladly give up the line and baby and much as it pains me, broom closet.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand
Not the
new
bucket.
character.
Anything but not
Is
the awesome bucket.
Destroyer.
No.
I think
No.
it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No. No.
Can you
Bucket
guess
stays
what
with
the
me.
Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're
Nope.
ready.
Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. You can't make me. No. Nope. 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 Can I get out this door?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
No.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is
No.
its singular
No. I'm not
personality
gonna do
trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see,
No.
if you were to really explore the
No.
Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game
And they're all
can you
horrible.
even say that about?
No.
The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Don't care.
Okay, the Bucket
Okay.
Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We
Aw,
can't
you
get back to the
upsetty.
classic Stanley Parable
Yeah.
characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that
Emoji
damn
rearing
bucket.
face,
Quickly
emoji
now, the
persevering
fans are
face.
waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Huh. Aw. Oh no. I blew it up.
Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous
And
things
the
with
fans
you.
are now all dead.
Spellbinding stories
Yes,
about
but they
you,
died
all of
happy.
it squandered now.
Because I didn't destroy the bucket.
Goodbye,
Give the fans
new
what they
friend.
want, but I don't
For the
want
moment
it.
in time that you were here.
Yeah, I was listening to the fans. They want the bucket. So I kept the bucket. I listen to the true fans. Those that actually want something. You're welcome. Doop dee doo doop. All right. Now for the new content. What? Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Now this, Stanley thought to himself, this is a bucket. And indeed it was.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
The office seemed a little different today. Don't know why that is. Oh, sheesh. I'm sure it's fine. It's fine?
Still no one was here.
New
Stanley
content,
needed the
spoiler
bucket's
alert,
warmth
is a
and
jump
comfort now
circle.
more than ever. Perhaps his
I've
boss's
seen the
office
jump circle.
was where he'd find answers.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
But-
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
One more? One more sticker? Please? Bucket wants a sticker. Bucket wants a sticker. Okay. Was that an air filter in there? Okay. What ifs?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, it's still there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Come on.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for this. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, you have no choice but to go down? I want to go uppies. What's up there? I needs to know. I needs it.
Also, you can make it to the bottom of the mind control facility by glitching yourself along the chairs and tables.
Oh, I've already been there. Me and Bucket spent a long time there. But ultimately, Stanley went mad.
Straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous
I just need
room
to get to the
packed with television screens.
new content.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the Bucket both wondered to themselves.
So I guess we'll go back to the burbs.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the Bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was...
Or I could do that, so we don't have to go through this all over again. Come on. Load. Thank you.
That is also an option.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I never did take Bucket to heaven. Not sure how many frickin' playthroughs it would be to do that.
Finally, yes, the bucket. Yes, yes, yes. I love that bucket.
Boop. Because the slider dude, he told me, the settings dude, he fixed the broken trophy. So I need the broken trophy. I need it. The possibility of twice the bucket, twice the fun.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The first time ever, yet again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully
New
fledged
content.
city, an entirely new experience, built from the ground up.
Blank
Why
post-its?
there's so many possibilities? It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Is it? Leverage holistic value.
Calling it the Stanley Parable
Paradigm
2
Sith.
is just so much catchier
Shit.
than Ultra
Synergy.
Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley
More than
Parable
deluxe.
2, now
Better
that's
than
an
deluxe.
artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
And marketable
Now, to be
plushies.
clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Is the new name in the game Bucket? Please be Bucket. Please.
For the Stanley Parable
Unless it's
2,
Jim.
I asked myself,
In which
what
case
do
the Bucket's
players
name could be
really
Jim.
want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Jim.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that
Give me
is.
Jim.
Here,
Give it
let's
to
have
me.
you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of
The
this
Bucket
feature.
is
Just
Jim.
play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay,
Shush,
here we
sweetie.
go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim,
I
watching
did
your
myself
dreams
some
crumble into
sandwiches.
dust.
Hell yeah.
Eating it
Feel
while you
deeply?
play.
Are you
Noise.
really
Smile.
truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Bucket, you are now Jim.
Yes, you see.
like that?
What a
You
thrill!
like that,
What a
Bucket?
rush! That was you. The button described you. Do it again.
No,
Do it
it's-
again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature
Oh, yeah,
of the
smack me with
Stanley
it.
Parable
Smack
2,
me with
it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Oh, you're just weak.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim
Jim.
down. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Jim.
Jim. I know you're all here for Jim. And Jim appreciates it. Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Nothing but screenshots. If I could do that while streaming, I would. Ah, the free new trophy. It just works.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given.
Imagine your
As you
name
can
is
see, the
really
machine
Jim and
is
it's
not
your
working
first
yet
time
since
playing it.
What the hell is going on? You got
I got the trophy. I got the
Why did the
trophy.
machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed
I'm good.
it?
I'm
Is
good.
someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure? Composure.
It's fine.
Yes,
it's
as you can
fine.
see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended.
Uh-huh.
It truly speaks to the... What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Infinite hole.
He's aware of this stream.
Is.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never
The
been done
hole's
before in a
back.
video game. This is in
Hole.
fact a
Holy,
hole
holy,
that
holy,
you
holy.
can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end
Hole.
of time if you like. A stunning leap forward
I
for
missed you,
video
Hole.
games as a medium.
Jim.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do
Jim.
say so.
AA.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nope. We're in the hole now. Party
Now, I don't mean
hole.
to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Nope. We good.
Floor.
Hole.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's
You're close.
possible that I slightly
You're close, though.
exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very
It's a
deep
party
hole?
hole. Let's
To be
go.
certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't
Floor
an
now.
astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and cheat, and you're so clever.
I've missed you, buddy.
Look,
It's been so long since we spent some time together.
Unusually fascinated by
Oh.
falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
No, nope, it's your problem.
Things got a little
You
heated
promised
there. I think we
infinite,
both said some things
not
we
so
didn't
infinite.
mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If
But
that
why?
works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great.
Okay.
Now, I'm
suing you for false
heaven's-
advertising.
You see?
Seriously.
Stanley is the problem, not the
is
player.
you. The problem is that you
That
like holes
is facts.
too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no.
Nope.
You're a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly,
Yep.
I didn't make an infinite hole. I
But
didn't think
well,
it was that not infinite. Well, I
it's
suppose
not
once
so
again, there's
infinite
nothing to
as it
do
was
here. If you
before.
decide
Stanley
you've had
has
enough
very
of the
strong
hole,
knees.
You can hit the
He
teleport button
does.
and come join me.
That and ankles. His ankles are fucking
Had
concrete.
enough? I'm positive.
Nope.
Thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
Back in the
If
hole.
this starts to become a thing that... Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Your hole is
I'm
broken.
starting to become extremely certain
We just want to
that
play
the
in your
hole
hole
is
and
not
it's
only
broken.
not
Come on,
infinite,
guy.
But that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep.
Yeah.
Even by the lax
Actually,
overall
does
standards for
Stanley
accountability
canonically
in
have
marketing.
long fall
What's
boots
going
from
on
Aperture
here?
Science?
Stanley, I have no explanation for
possible.
the uncertain
It's
nature
possible.
of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay.
Well, there it is. How is this
Zoos at
still
Susie,
appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with
Y7557.
holes, but at
Fallen
this
through the
depth,
end is
I
never
just
the
can't
end
see
is
this
never the end
scratching
is
itch.
never.
Oh,
It's never the end. It's never the
who am
end.
I
It's
to
never the
judge?
end.
You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Still broken.
Is the teleport button not working?
Did you disable it? Are you mad at me?
Well, I mean,
Did I grem
I
too
really don't
hard?
have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago.
Did I
Try
make
it
you
again.
angry? I think I made him angry. Oh shit.
Still nothing?
Yeah, bucket time.
It's just
There
me
is one
and
thing I can do to
Bucket.
fix this.
Yeah.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now
You're
you'll
right.
get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's
But now
a
I
win
have-
for everyone.
I have whole time
you
with
get
my
to
bucket.
be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
Yay.
Take care, Stanley.
Bye.
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Bye, narrator. Now it's just you and me. Hey, precious. How you doing? It's time for all of us to raise up the bucket. Bucket. That's an ominous noise. Bucket.
Cootermoo is this DJ KZ Denizen is on.
I think it took less time last time to become, I don't know, disconnected. Start hallucinating. But now I get
That is one good looking bucket right there.
It is.
CJ Cortana in the house.
And now for epic hole. With Bucket. Just me and my bucket. That is lovely angle.
And puppies.
Puppies! Just us and bucketed puppies.
Zoozit Zoozuk his dabs.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
We're just spend time with puppies. Beautiful. My perception is a little weird. Oh, this is perfection right here. Oh, error. Paper Stanley.
Stanley!
What?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there.
No, I'd obviously taken a hallucinogenic and was enjoying the ride, but hey, thanks for bringing me back.
Fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the whole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many
Delicious
years here
hole.
in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley.
When am I
I'll
supposed to
be
poop?
there.
And don't say the bucket.
Toodle-pip.
Toodle pip. Toodle pip, narrator.
Nope, dear narrator. I decline your offer.
Sir, the consensus is no.
I don't think Stanley has any bodily
Try out some of these
functions.
instructions.
True, the entire time I've played. Though, you go into the executive washroom and it does flush. Doop, doop, doop. Can you find them all? Out of order? Yes, I know I've been here already. I've been everywhere already, but out of fucking order? Narrator, fix your shit. See, I can't even use the jump circle anymore.
You
'cause
know what?
I'm on a
Let's
jump.
bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait.
Stanley
You
does
already
everything
spent all
he's
your
been
jumps
told,
the first
so
time we
I
saw
don't
the
think
jump
so.
circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I love how it's just tape on the ground. It's well done. Well done, sir. Okay, where's the bucket? Where's the bucket? Why are you yelling at me, sweetie? Why are you lonely? I don't know if you can hear her, but my cat is incredibly lonely right now.
Emoji cat.
Yep.
I love how the jump counter is an incorrectly scaled default Unity UI element, making it look super pixelated.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's only one thing left to do. Twice the bucket.
Wait, there are 2 buckets here. How did
Yep.
you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me?
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Bucket!
Stanley!
Bucket!
Oh, thank God. I didn't lose you, Stanley. The power of 2
Bucket
buckets was too
section.
much. I had to destroy both of them. I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
Narrator! Bucket. I'm gonna hunt you till the end of my days. Bucket. 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 My entire life is now a lie. Bucket. What is life without Bucket? It's just sadness. And alone. With horrible images of myself. Stop getting into things bits.
Let's see what TTS would say when I text in Turkish.
Go ahead. As long as it's nothing disgusting.
Selam kanka.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
You destroyed Bucket. Stop talking to me.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's
Again, I forgot the
definitely a
office
good game in
decorations.
there somewhere. Say,
Bensini
let's do an
Sevmedian
experiment.
narrator.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Beautiful.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort
Oh,
of...
sure.
I could cuss, but I don't.
Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much
I usually
better.
don't have a
feel
problem with
good
it,
about
but
this.
YouTube has
Here
a
we
problem
go.
with it.
Version 2.
So they may block your
Who am
shit.
I kidding, Stanley?
It's a thing.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
You have to
I
incorporate
wanted
them into
more
something,
than
narrator.
anything to
Come
create
on.
a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
So this is all I'd
Wait,
expect from a man who destroys
maybe
Bucket.
that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect.
3 likes
With
on
care for the
YouTube.
vision and
Nice.
integrity of the
117 on
original
your
game.
screen. You stream on other media.
Nope,
I suppose it
just
could,
YouTube.
But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect.
Unfortunately, I stream off my PlayStation 4, and you can only do one
So
media
it's
at a
the
time.
total count of likes, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I need to know. Did Bucket come back, or is it gone forever?
Wait, you're streaming on a PlayStation?
Yep.
You can do that?
Uh-huh. You absolutely can. The 4 and 5 you can. Anything before that, nope.
This
Unless
is
you
the
go
story.
and put it in, put it through a computer, then you can stream on the 1, 2, and 3.
Apparently she can. If we can, I don't know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Bucket!
simply missed a memo.
Oh, Bucket.
One man, one bucket. One chance to seize their destiny together.
Well,
So
I guess...
you can do that natively.
Mhm.
That's actually quite cool.
Yeah, it's actually in the system. It's nothing extra you have to do. What? I'm sorry, why?
Woman, don't you get assumable, narrator.
Oh, he's always assuming.
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
All of them. No. It's horrible. Bucket, what are we going to do?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Check one last thing, but then I'm probably gonna call it, because...
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase,
Can't
Stanley
wait to
and the
ready
bucket
watch
walked
this stream.
upstairs to the boss's office.
Still wouldn't touch console gaming with the barge pole though personally because they're so locked down and you need to pay for online and ST.
Oh, definitely. I that's one of the reasons why I'm eventually moving to PC, because they've just become crap. Utter crap, and yeah. I just am completely done with it. It's just what I have at the moment.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Thank you, Bucket.
Even now, in
Thank
his
you, Bucket.
darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always.
I hadn't forgotten, an unpopular console.
The two of them
Why do
were
you?
inseparable.
The Wii U.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor
I know
in
it's
his
there.
bliss of simply being near the
I'm the
bucket
boss now.
did he have any notion that the pin number for the
And
keypad
broke my
was
first PC. Sue.
2845.
That's a mood. Yeah, sadly, at the moment, I'm without PC, so it's... yeah.
Stanley
Sad.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
I did.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
We're well aware. But I think that's going to do it for me. So, yeah. Thank you so much to everybody for being here.
2845.
You guys are fucking amazing, and I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Gotta work with all we got, I guess.
True. So true.
Bye.
You guys are fucking amazing. Yeah, have a good day, night, evening,
You
morning,
should try out
afternoon.
our wild.
Turns out that the panel's emergency
2845.
override kicked
Yeah, I'm
in,
aware.
Alright,
and the
bye.
door just opened all
It
by
just
itself,
opened on its
and
own.
Stanley got the hell along
The
with
narrator's
story.
just done with my
Well,
shit.
what did it?
You guys take care of yourselves
Epic
and each
stream.
other. Thank you. And please be safe. Hit like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun, wonderful shit. And I will see you all in the next video or stream. Bye!
2845.